I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while at the
Hello, boys.
right now I see none. I was so dumb, but I hopped on a
People in the chat on a Tuesday night, guys.
Did you hear me complaining to Ski about the soundboard again?
I was peeing and heard in the all the way in the other room somebody complaining about Discord. I assumed it was you.
Yeah. So I downloaded about 4 or 5 sounds today, just following Discord's thing, and they let me do it. And they're like, "Oh yeah, to actually use them, it's $99." Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think you could get a service from Discord for free?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought I could
join Nitro.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I thought I could clip sounds on my own accord by going through YouTube and QuickTime and actually fucking use them. This website, this fucking domain, it's fucking unusable. I hate this place. Discord, you're the worst. You're the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
No,
everything about you sucks.
What you have to do is get Nitro, which they remind you that you need to get
for Nitro. I'm not.
No, I'm with you, King. It's okay. You're in a safe space.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's so annoying. They're like, this is how you do it. It's so easy. Spend 45, 50 minutes doing this down. Oh, Tyler from Spartanburg. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Now give me $100. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, Discord. Yeah. Stop being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Don't do it.
I wonder how many people do Discord. That. Like, how many people actually get
clearly everyone. I'm taking a stand. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm doing all the work. It's not like I'm just downloading sounds from your site of a kitty going meow. I'm looking up. I'm isolating. I'm clipping it. I'm putting it on QuickTime. The worst. I hate Discord. I know I've made that very clear, but
and I apologize that is the medium we have to use to be able to do this.
You should.
It's that or pay for Zoom, which we don't want to do that either. So,
well, you there's like live on YouTube, isn't there?
We could do YouTube live. Yeah, I don't know.
The thing I hate.
I don't know if you can Discord? Download it, which is what I do. This is how I make this into a podcast. Is they let me download it. So.
It's even like they fucking have found a way to cut off sounds from the mic from afar, like from your phone. It's fucking. It's like Nazi Germany. It's the fucking worst. Creativity was flowing. I was cutting. I was snipping. I was quick timing, and they're just like, give me $100. I'm not doing it. It's ridiculous.
Sure they were gems.
They were gems.
Yeah.
I believe you, man. I'm sorry your creative juices are being stifled.
I'm done. I'm not trying. I'm not giving.
They're being stifled by the man. I wish I could help. I wish there was something I could.
They're like, you can have a 24-pack for $400 this year. Oh, the year ends in 2 months. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, Discord. I'm totally doing that. Yeah. Unless I have blue hair, a unicorn horn, and go ice cream, so yummy, with a video game playing behind me. With boobs. I'm not recouping that money. I know how the internet works. Yeah. I'm not recouping that money.
Speaking of boobs, Booble in the chat, he's reminding everybody to hit like and subscribe, go to Manscaped, and use the promo code TSB. So,
I thought we were Lumen. Isn't that what we were?
He's also reminding you that MS Paint is still free.
It is
for now.
For now. Yeah, for now. Let's go ahead and roll into it. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Alex at TSB Pod, Ski at TSB Ski, King at Jeromny. Speaking of the Discord, if you want to join our Discord, you can. Sports Brewery in the Discord. We can send you an invite. Also, on Twitter, on twitch.tv/abrog87. We usually record on Thursdays, but because everything holiday-wise is happening on a Thursday, and I'm going to be out of town a couple times. Couple weeks, Ski, I'm going up to Portland to see the Living Legends, who haven't toured in like 12 years or whatever. So that should be fun. But anyway, that's why we're doing.
However many are actually traveling.
Everybody but Merce, dude. Everybody but Merce. Merce is technically not in the group anymore, so that's everybody. I'll take it, man.
That's a lot of olds are going to see.
I was thinking about that too, because it's going to be only olds watching them too. So it's going to be a bunch of olds in the crowd and then slightly olders like on stage. That should be fun though.
Should be a nice laid back atmosphere for the concert.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, are we all gonna like be seated the whole time? Is my question. I mean, we all got bad backs, man. You know, we all got like reconstructed knees. How many living legends percentage wise do you think have had knee reconstructions?
Are they still living legends, or are they just?
They're alive. They're hanging alive.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the bigger question is if they're legends more than the fact that they're living.
They're legends to me, and that's all that matters,
yes,
right?
That's debatable.
Yeah, sign of the beholder or some shit. I feel like I'm forgetting something to follow us on, but who gives a shit?
Movie this week.
Yeah, movie on Sunday is Birdman, Michael Keaton vehicle. It is on Max, and so you can watch it, listen to us talk about it on Sunday. Because I'm going to be back on Sunday, and we're going to do the podcast then. Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to go into Puerto Rico for 3 days. You just buy us nitro, Braga. You think about that? How about that?
I would go on a nice trip to Puerto Rico if I didn't already spend all this damn money on nitro. Fucking Discord. They took our job. So let's start with the Ducks, shall we? Or unless you wanted to start with Jimbo, the Texas A&M job, we should probably talk about that. I'll tell you what, let's do that. So Jimbo Fisher finally fired from Texas A&M. It's absolutely unbelievable how he was unsuccessful there for as long as he was, because he consistently had amazing recruiting classes, had all these amazing players, and just didn't do shit on the field ever.
Well, no one's been successful there in 20 plus years. The thing. It's not just Jimbo.
Aside from the fact that in the last 30 years, like Wazoo and Oregon State both have as many or more 10-win seasons than Texas A&M. When people act surprised that Jimbo Fisher wasn't successful there, are you guys familiar with the 90s sitcom Mama's Family?
Mama's Family? Boy, does that ring a bell.
Look it up. The main character, Jimbo Fisher, wore not only just the same glasses as the elderly woman in it, but had the chain that made sure they wouldn't fall off his head. When your head coach is wearing the glasses of the main character in Mama's Family, you cannot win.
I forgot about this show. I used to love this show.
It's a great show.
Oh my God.
I mean, comedic legend Vicki Lawrence.
She was so sassy. Oh, she was so sassy. But yeah, he wore Mama's Family's glasses.
He did.
I don't even know what it's called. The tether on the back. How are we surprised he didn't? Why are we surprised he failed? Why are we surprised?
He's supposed to relate to predominantly black 18 to 21-year-old youths.
Yes,
that's
with those
the
glasses.
guy you expect. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I mean,
Mama's Family.
I'll give him some credit for being an old and wearing those glasses. I think he related as best as he could.
I mean, listen, if he was a stockbroker, if he was a lawyer, if he was a doctor, he could be a myriad of things wearing those sunglasses and the Ethel Merman, little tether. It'd be fine. You can't be in the business of talent acquisition of teenagers and wearing those glasses every week, all the time.
Yeah.
So he no longer has a job, as he probably shouldn't have. For a few years. I mean, that's sort of why they brought him in, why they kept him, why they were excited, is because he kept having #1 recruiting classes over and over again. But do you remember any of those players? Did any of those players actually get developed into anything? Did they ever
have
win?
KJ Jefferson?
Who?
Was that KJ Jefferson?
I don't know who that is.
I thought he was a QB they brought in. And then
I thought he was a wide receiver for the Vikings.
Yeah, he sounds like a defensive end who is like a journeyman NFL player. Yeah.
Oh, KJ Jefferson. That's the Arkansas quarterback, right?
Arkansas quarterback. Now,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was an A&M kid and went there.
Entered the portal, yeah.
So my question, he's owed $70+ million. How long was his initial deal? Was it like 10 years? Like how long? Like
I think they may have re-upped it and tacked on some years after the COVID year when they went 9-1. I think it was like 8-1 in the SEC, and then they won the Orange Bowl over probably someone lame.
COVID year. Don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That was his only good year.
And he got re-upped some years.
And I think I think they may have tacked a couple years on at the end.
See, this is what A&M has to do, though, is give these just outlandish deals to, let's be real, okay coaches. I mean, they're not. This isn't Nick Saban they're giving a contract to, and that's probably what they're looking at doing again here now.
So that's what they're looking at, because they just paid like $75 million to buy out Jimbo, and then they're gonna have to throw a bunch of money at a coach to lure him away, unless they get like Duke's head coach or something like that. But I don't know that that's
Elko.
I don't know that that's going to be a big enough thing for Texas A&M and their fan base. I mean, so by the way, like, I know this is like coaches getting fired and lured away season. Like, I know we're in the middle of that, but this one, I feel like this one has brought out way more names than we're used to seeing, right? Because like I saw like Dan Campbell, Jonathan Smith, Kalen DeBoer, Dan Lanning, Dion, Lane Kiffin, like Norvell, just like every coach out there is being named as a possible candidate for
because they offer so much money. So you kind of bring. You have to throw in, especially Kiffin, the guys that'll chase the money more than anything. They are definitely in play.
Because I know none of us were acutely watching halftime of Mississippi State at Texas A&M on Saturday, which ended up being like 51-10. But at halftime, Texas A&M unveiled $160 million donation check at the 50-yard line. So they're not short on money. They're not short on money.
Jimbo held that check too, didn't he? Was he out there holding?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
That could be just great photo editing to be done there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure TexAgs.com is all about that. But yeah, so they have a lot of oil money. They do the fake military shit well. Thank you for your non-service, and that's why those names pop up. Yeah. I mean, and in fairness, Dan Campbell did play at A&M. He's not taking that job.
Wait, you're Dan Campbell of the Lions?
Of the Lions, yeah.
The guy who's gonna probably make the playoffs and might actually win a game in the playoffs. Yeah, he's gonna go to A&M after.
Yeah, he's gonna go to college. Yeah.
Absolutely insane, the names that are getting thrown out. You know the best thing, real quick, the best thing about Texas A&M that I've ever seen is I watched a Disney thing with my kid that was about dogs, and it was narrated and hosted by the guy who does the voice of Goofy. And they showed that Texas A&M has a really cool dog that runs out. That's it. It's the best thing about Texas A&M. All right.
You don't like the Callboys?
I don't. Their school is dumb and corny. I have no problem.
Guys tell how they get 20,000 kids to show up on a Friday night to watch them be like, and those Mississippi State Bulldogs, more like Bull Jive. Am I right? Go, Ags, gig 'em. It's the most bizarre thing.
Ball, dumb bullshit.
In denim overalls, just
amazing.
Going,
oh yeah.
Gig 'em, Ags, gig 'em.
Gig 'em. They say gig 'em. Gig 'em. Like grown people say that. Come on.
Like I forget what account it was, but it was a couple weeks ago. Someone spliced together the call boys or whatever they're called during the COVID year, where they're doing this whole production inside a stadium, like with in front of nobody, and it's just the saddest thing. Like, let me tell you about. They got stuck on an elevator for 30 minutes. Academics. What? It didn't make any sense. I had to rewind the joke like 3 times. Like, they got stuck on an elevator. What? Yeah. Very bad. Very bad.
Really good thing from Booble here in the chat. Maybe Dude Perfect can coach Texas A&M because they went there. Dude Perfect. Do you guys remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of them went to TCU, if I remember correctly. Not that I ever watched Dude Perfect.
Of course not. It would.
My child.
You're more of a Mr. Beast person, I can tell.
My child absolutely watched Dude Perfect, like for a good 2 months. Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, technically everybody's a Mr. Beast guy because the guy has billions of followers. So any of these guys realistic? So I mean, locally, like Lanning came out and was very emphatic about that he doesn't want to leave Oregon, like he has all the resources he needs here, all of that good stuff that we've heard a billion times before. Jonathan Smith actually seems like it might be realistic.
No, he's going to UCLA.
Yeah, so that also comes out today that Chip Kelly's likely going to be fired from UCLA,
and he's from Pasadena. I mean,
West Side is the best side.
Does Chipper then get looked at A&M?
No, Chipper's done. No.
You think he's just donezo?
He's donezo.
You think he's going to retire or become like a coordinator or something somewhere?
No, I think he's donezo. Yeah, no, I think he's done.
Go be an analyst for some team, get $1 million a year just to look over some film.
He would be. I think he would be a really good analyst. Like because we remember him. Like he's funny. He's jovial. He's got like lots of one-liners that are just loaded up at the ready. I think he'd be great, man. He's got the knowledge, obviously. Why not?
Oh, I thought you were talking like a team analyst, not a.
Oh no, TV analyst.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no.
No, just stay in LA, be a Chargers, and even pull like an Eckersley where you just do the home games only. You don't travel. Yeah, so you got like 8 weeks. You got 8 days of the year you got to work, more or less. No, I do honestly. I think Jonathan Smith actually would be their best choice if they went after him.
And I know we're doing a tangent thing here, but on the heels of Oregon State and Washington State winning their court case or whatever the fuck it is, maybe that keeps Jonathan Smith around a little bit longer, but like they're not in a real conference. I don't care. I think it's kind of absurd that Oregon State and Washington State want the money for this year included, which won't happen. It's not going to happen. Whatever. They can take some of the other stuff. I don't really care, but I hope they enjoy their victory laps. I hope the fans enjoy the victory laps because to public knowledge, you still don't have a schedule, and maybe you do, but it's centered around New Mexico and Fresno State and Hawaii. Like your lifespan is running short here, dog. Like I said, they can take a bunch of that money that they're going to win in court. But one thing you cannot convince me of is that whatever their iteration is next year, next year, 3 years from now, they're not worthy of an automatic qualifying bid to the CFP. They're just not, even as it's expanded to 4 or 12. I mean, from 4, they're just not. It's a sad existence, and I feel bad for saying that a little bit, but no one can make a case that going forward they should be getting CFP money and all this stuff. Can you? Am I wrong? Do you guys disagree? No. Okay. I know like the fun thing on Twitter tonight was everyone to rehash the Tupac jokes. Like, Christ, we saw that in the summer. Like, what? Thank you, Ross Dellinger and Dan Woken and whoever. College football scribe for re-upping your Tupac memes. We understand, but they have a life with San Jose State coming up. It's dead in the water, and Jonathan Smith is going to leave. Dickert's going to leave. It is what it is. And maybe in 20 years, 10 years, 11 years, 8 years, things change again. But for the short term, they can't stay there. They just can't.
Nope. I mean, essentially, in my eyes right now, they're independent. They might be technically part of the Pac-2. They're independent teams. They're going to have to, like you said, find all these low-tier teams to make a schedule going forward.
And one of the things about the and I honestly I haven't followed it very much, so I am admittedly speaking out of ignorance on this a little bit. But they're talking about how they're now having a brand new set somewhere in the Bay Area that the Pac-12 was finishing up building when Colorado said they were leaving, and then like a week later, Oregon, Washington said, and then everything fell apart. On what fucking... they can sell the building, wherever it is. I don't remember where it is. On what fucking planet is now the time that the Pac-12 network is going to be viable? Oh, now? Right. Oh, now? When you don't have teams in LA, teams in Phoenix, teams in Salt Lake City, teams in Denver, teams in the Bay fucking area, teams in Portland, teams in Seattle. But now, bust out your Tupac memes, baby. The Pac-12 network is going to be really successful with
Corvallis and Spokane.
and Wyoming, Casper. Like, I just... And I know that a lot of these people who are college football writers, they're doing it for fun and because it's not fair what's happening to Oregon State, Washington State. And they don't want to look like merchants just smushing a bug, but they're the bug. They're a bug. Like they're just going forward. They're a bug. And it's just, it's interesting to see. And I know by next Monday, none of these people will care because they didn't care in August when they did it either. But it's just it's an interesting thing to look at right now where people, oh yeah, this is so viable. They're going to get $200 million a piece. And then what?
We'll find out soon because doesn't this next baseball season start Oregon in the Big Ten?
No, it's the next.
It's not. It is
the next one. Yeah.
So football will be the first of all the sports.
Yes.
All right. I thought this baseball season was going to be Big Ten, and it'd be interesting to see what Beaver baseball would have been looking like.
I mean, and the thing about Beaver baseball is they can still survive. I mean, there's tons at Cal State Fullerton, Coastal Carolina, Fresno State. Yeah, they win them all the time, but that's about it. I mean, as far as those programs go,
you also have no conference for a conference champion. How you get in there?
Well, if you read some of the people, they say the football teams will play each other 6 times, 3 in one place, 3 in another, and they'll fill it in somewhere else. Like, give me a break. That's not real. That's not a real conference. I feel bad for you.
No
not a real conference.
That's the thing is like I feel bad for them. Like I'm not like happy about this for them.
We're not dancing on graves.
No, not at all. But the reality of the situation that they're in is dire. Like they don't have a conference, they don't have a TV deal. Like you need both of those things to be viable. Period. So like the thing about other independent programs like Notre Dame, BYU, or whatever, it's like they had the infrastructure to be able to do that, and they had TV deals that brought in their money, and they had really loyal recruiting bases across the country. Like, and by the way, BYU, like, better believe they have Mormon BYU facilities across the country. Look into it. There's other campuses throughout the United States where BYU is located, and Notre Dame is fucking Notre Dame. Oregon State in Washington State are not that. Like they're not built.
Religion.
They're not built for
religious
this.
Schools.
They're not built for this.
Like BYU has schools, everywhere. Idaho, Utah, Hawaii. I mean, they have international schools because their whole thing is they proselytize. Like Catholics do it as well, but I haven't seen a lot of Catholics knocking on my door.
Mormons go on the missions, though.
Yes, they go on missions. That is,
So a lot of grown-ups.
Of course, it's worldwide. It's worldwide. And Oregon State and Washington State can too. Oregon couldn't be independent. Like for all the stuff, Oregon could be independent for a few years because they could just find enough money to pull it off, and they'd get a couple of paydays.
That's why they ran to the Big Ten.
That's why they ran to the Big Ten. It's not sustainable. And it's not sustainable to be independent. It's not sustainable to have the Mountain West merge with the Pac-2 and just call it the Pac-12. It's all dumb. And again, the more I talk about it, the more I feel like I sound like I'm shitting on them. I'm really not. Go live your best life, but don't tell me you're the winners here.
Yeah. Did you see all this?
I Nick Daschle talking about how these 2 schools are the big winners in the Pac-10. No, they're not. Like they're just
they're the 2 losers. I mean,
they're the losers, man. And maybe they're a bigger winner than Arizona, who just found out that they had a clerical mistake, and there's $240 million missing from their budget. Oopsie doopsie. Like, but otherwise, they're the losers.
Oh, but did you see all the jokes and stuff saying how, if it's UW and Oregon in the Pac-12 championship, since they're the ones in control, they'll just say like, it's not you guys. We'll play each other for the conference championship.
I'd love to see them try that. And the NCAA be like,
you guys,
great. You guys can play that game, and then the next day we'll play Oregon, Washington. We'll sanction it, and it doesn't matter.
Maybe we'll unsanction you as NCAA.
Right? It's preposterous.
Yeah.
It's preposterous.
Playing a football game without the NCAA's involvement would be frowned upon by the NCAA.
Wazoo hasn't won a fucking football game since September. I don't want to see you high stepping like you're 97 Dion out here. Like, fuck out of here. Fuck out of my life. Okay, I like the Cougs, but like. Just shut the fuck up.
No, you're our resident.
There's a real chance you started 4-0 and you're going to end 4-8. And you have good players. Something stinks there. And I don't want to hear from you. And I don't. Sorry, Trudy. Sorry, Vaughn. I just don't want to hear it.
Shall we talk about the USC game?
Man, it was boring.
I was at it.
No, it wasn't boring.
It wasn't boring. I had a great time.
The fourth quarter was a little bit of a slog, but
that was not how they needed to finish the game. That's for sure.
That holding, optics. That fourth down holding or PI.
Ridiculous.
What the fuck was
fuck
that?
out of here with that.
Like, there's a lot of Oregon penalties that are deserved.
Yes,
I don't like being a ref guy. The last 2 weeks between Cal and SC, the thing about the SC refs I appreciated is that they made up calls where there may have been a penalty, but they just mislabeled what they called, but they did it quickly and concisely. The Cal refs watched everything on a replay for 9 minutes. So at least these guys were fucking us and making it last 30 seconds. It was bad. Last 2 weeks have been bad.
I could not believe the PI call. I had like a perfect view of it right down the sideline. I'm like, he turned his body towards the ball and made a play on the ball. Like, that is literally what they tell you to do as a defender. And then they showed the replay, and I'm like, in what fucking world is that pass interference? And I'm like you, man. I'm not like referee guy. I'm like, oh no, they lost because of that bad call by the ref. It's like, no, they had like 99.9% of the game that they could have done better to win that game. But it's not even close. Like, and so yes, like Oregon won 36-27, but they were fully in control of that game the whole time. And I did not feel afraid that USC was going to come back, despite all the incredible fucking plays Caleb Williams made.
Caleb's amazing.
He is amazing. Like, he is amazing. Like the run he made to get inside the 5, the scramble drills, throwing on the run to his right, like up the sideline. He's incredible, guys. Like he is the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and you know what? Oregon kind of shut him down. And they were in his ass all night. Like, he was under pressure every single time he went back to throw. Oregon's defense is good. You guys, Oregon's defense is good.
Yeah, it's officially good.
Yeah. 379 total yards for USC. USC is a fucking juggernaut offensively. That's 379 is great.
Yes,
great.
And if they just didn't tack on that one because of the shitty fourth down, and even if Oregon didn't score, that the game is much more indicative of how it was played.
Got a fumble recovery.
Was over in the first quarter.
Got a fumble recovery. Got 3 sacks. It's fantastic. Oregon's defense is fantastic. I don't like 27 points, but goddamn, 27 points to USC is great.
You can't expect to shut down high-powered offenses.
Exactly.
No,
it's like you said against UW. You're going to give up points. You just hope you get the holds or the turnovers, and your offense does its job. And in the first half, Bo Nix and the offense did their job extremely well. I mean, running wasn't as great in the first half, and Bucky got a little dinged up, but, I mean, held them to 14 points and 13 points in each half. You're going to win games.
And the 13 in the second half were
was it
garbage time.
All fourth quarter, yeah.
What I did love coming out of that game was seeing, because we're nearing the end of the year, and just even rivalry aside, teams have to start politicking, and their writers have to start politicking, and their fans, of course, have to start politicking. And they're like, well, Oregon didn't even beat USC by more than Washington, and they played them at home, and we played them on the road. True. You guys were tied in the fourth quarter, though. Oregon was up by 22 in the fourth quarter, and everyone was asleep. Like, no one thought it was a comeback. It was over. And someone threw up the ESPN like graph where it's win percentage stuff. Mm-hmm. And literally from the jump, Oregon was up in the win percentage, and UW was losing in the win percentage. Even when they were up by 7 in the fourth, SC stuff. So
you know why?
I get it. I know why they have to do it.
No, you know why? It's because USC won the toss and elected to receive. Nobody fucking does that. Like,
it's very bizarre. Well, I think Colorado does. I was like, for some weird reason.
Yeah, Colorado might.
I was like, that's stupid. You're gonna lose, and then Bo Nix 2 plays later throws a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are gonna lose. Okay.
Fantastic, but yeah, again, this is. Like I said, if someone watched this game, you saw the dominance by the Ducks on both sides of the ball. But when you look at the score, that's what especially like Alabama beat writers and Texas beat writers are going to point to. And that's probably, they did the same thing with Washington State. Well, they only won by 14. They were in control, 3 touchdowns the whole game. You know, a late touchdown cuts the lead. But yeah, you watch this game. They absolutely handled SC from in all aspects other than Camden Lewis is terrible. That's the only weak link on this team right now is just bad penalties in Camden Lewis.
Can I say
and Josh Connerly.
Yeah.
Jumping like a cricket.
By the way, Cornelius has like 3 penalties every game. Have you noticed that?
Those guys are a little yeah.
So, but at least they are very good at blocking when they time the snap correctly.
Yes, correct.
And don't hold 4 times. But yes.
Can I say I'm in the stands? Got my family to my left. My brother's girlfriend looks over at me as Lewis lines up for the long field goal, and I look over to her. I'm like, I mouth to her, "Why the fuck are they doing this?" And I do the motion. I'm like, there is a 0% chance he is going to make this kick. 0. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, huh? She like doesn't follow football as much as we do. She's like, well, why are you saying that? That's crazy. And then sure enough, he just shanks it. And I'm like, I look over. Uh-huh. I'm fully on board with you guys now. Cam sucks. Like, he's terrible.
He'll 35 yards and in, he'll find a way to get those through. But outside of that, I don't trust him. I'm still mad we lost the Cattleman. How did we let the Cattleman go?
How do you let Cattleman go?
It's the Cattleman.
Okay, where is the cat? I thought he went to some.
I thought you would know. You're the Cattleman hunk here, man.
I know. I forgot.
Yeah.
I think he went to like some Texas school. It's fitting for him, but yeah, that's his game. You know, Knicks. There's a reason why he's the Heisman favorite now.
Yep. He absolutely should be. Like there's no denying it. There is no argument against Bo Nix being the Heisman favorite right now. Like 23 31.
Yeah, 2 for like 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a great way to get your stats going for the Heisman.
You gotta love, by the way, Franklin 2 catches, 147 yards and a touchdown, and he had that one where he fell down that would have been like a 70-yard touchdown too. He almost had 3 catches for over 200 yards in this game.
Yeah, and he is so easily going to break all the Oregon receiving records. Yeah, I think he only needs like 100 yards, like 7 catches and 2 touchdowns the rest of the season.
Yeah. It's bonkers.
The Cattleman is the Colorado Mesa Mavericks kicker.
Throw some NIL money at him, baby. Bring him back. We made a mistake.
Is that a California Penal League? What is that?
Well, okay, so if I'm looking at this right, he went to Colorado State last year, and now he's at Colorado Mesa. The Mavericks.
Yeah, does it say what level of football this is?
I mean,
I've never heard of that before.
Because you can't like drop down to JUCO after 3 or 4 years.
It's
And
not JUCO.
It'd be D2.
yeah, that's
And yes, you can.
can't,
You absolutely can. I mean, generally, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it's got to be D2. They're playing University of San Diego and South Dakota, the South Dakota Mines.
come on. It's a fantastic name.
That's really good. So Nick's 23 of 31, 412, 4 touchdown passes. Bucky, 19 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown run, 5 catches for 43 yards. And here's what I like. Jordan James, love Jordan James, nothing against Jordan James, 7 carries, 25 yards.
And that's because Bucky got knocked out for like a series or 2.
That's the only reason he got him. Feed Bucky. They are listening to us from what we were saying at the start of the season. Give Bucky 25 touches.
They did not look how they should of running the ball from how SC's defense looked the week before. That was a hard 119 or whatever rushing yards Bucky had to earn there.
I agree, but I will give them some credit, SC, and just say that they told their players, "Hey, line up here. Just line up here. Just
To fill the gap. That's
just
all.
fill the gap. That's all you got to do."
And they're good athletes. I mean, USC has good athletes. So stand here, be in position, tackle. Okay, but also cover. Yeah, good luck with that.
Like I thought Oregon would look a little more comfortable running the ball, but like I said a couple weeks ago, teams are willing to try, and when they script their first couple drives, usually the lesser teams, that's the best. Maybe SC got a bump from having a new DC, and it'll last a week or 2.
Or you, like you said, you really try to, concentrate on stopping the run game. They didn't stop the pass game. That's for sure.
No.
Nope. Yeah,
And
you load everybody up and beg the quarterback to beat you, and that's what Nick's did. He was basically perfect.
That's why the Ducks are tough, because you kind of have to choose one or the other. Which one are you going to stop? You going to stop the run game, or are you going to drop back and let the Ducks rush for 7 yards a carry each time?
So because we started this off by mentioning the Heisman, I'm not going to be the guy that says Jaden Daniels getting 600 total yards against a bad Florida team is not impressive. Definitely impressive. Yeah. But when you're doing the Heisman pose at 6-3, you're out. You're out. I don't need to see you doing the Heisman pose at 6-3. Don't need to see it. You're out. Sorry. If you do that when you get to 9-3, okay, I guess I can listen. Tim Tebow won a Heisman with 3 losses, and it can happen. But when you are presently 6-3, and we've watched you get your ass kicked by Florida State, Alabama, and you lost to Ole Miss. Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin are fucking frauds. Every year they play 2 good teams, whether it's Alabama, LSU. This year was Alabama, Georgia, and they always get their fucking teeth kicked in. But people are like, "Oh, Lane Kiffin, what zany tweets? Very funny." He's a fraud. Their team's a fraud, and you lost to them, Jaden Daniels. I've seen you get your ass kicked twice, and you lost to Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. When you're 6-3, get out of here with doing the Heisman pose. You're done. I'm kicking you out of college. His eligibility, it's gone. I'm revoking it. Revoking it. I know he's in his 7th year of college. You don't even get your degree.
Ring
and
him
you
up.
owe student loans. Get out of here.
Ring him up.
Scholarship revoked. Retroactive. Even back to ASU, you're gone. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
On that, did I somehow just completely leave out that him and Brandon Ayuk were playing on ASU together against the Ducks?
They were.
They beat Herbert. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they beat Herbs. And I was like, I remember Ayuk being there. I was like, Jaden Daniels was quarterback then? Oh, man.
Yeah. That was a very disappointing loss for Oregon. One that they should not have had.
That one was brutal.
That was a bad loss. Yeah.
As I found out this week, they were 14.5-point favorites.
A little bit more this week.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. So let's do that. Let's move on to something else. Do you want to do our list now or jump right into
well,
lines?
real quick, have you guys? I I know they never released shit, but have you guys seen anything on Bucky's injury at all?
No,
I know they never.
It's weird. Like Bucky has had injuries the last couple weeks, and with the one this week, he was like carried off. Like he had guys carrying him. He couldn't put any weight.
Like he was done.
But then he came back in the game, and so who the hell knows what that means? I would imagine like it probably swelled up because it was like an ankle thing. So he'll probably not practice much this week. I would imagine he's probably going to play though.
Well, I assume Noah Whittington's done for the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you might as well. Sit him. Don't play him against Arizona State.
Yep. Ooh, we got a new person in the chat. Fighter Jeff. What's up, man? Well, welcome. Thank you for watching. Do you want to get to our list?
Oh, the list. Yeah, that's you, man.
List or lines? List or lines? Where do you want to go? Okay, let's do a list. Screw it. So from the Discord, Sports Brewery in the Discord. Holler at us if you want an invitation to it. Maybe not King because he doesn't like it.
Yes, no Discord.
You don't reach out to him. But Booble in the Discord gave us this list, which is 3 things to do in Texas better than coaching Texas A&M. There we go. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
I can if you want.
Going to Whataburger.
Whataburger?
Whataburger. Also, the Lively Pod in the chat. What's up? Man, got some new people. Is it because we're doing this on Tuesday? This is like the Tuesday crowd, apparently. Cool. I'm into it. All right, my 3. Breaking the law by milking someone else's cow. That is actually against the law in Texas.
Sure it is.
He said, by the way, Lively Pod said, we've been here before. It's just been a while.
Been a while.
Obligatory. Been a while.
Nice. Very nice.
I'd have that on the soundboard if Discord didn't fucking suck.
Our version is better than it's been a while.
Been a while.
Yep.
Well, I'll piggyback on yours there, Braga. I'm going to go just going out and lassoing some steers. Sounds way more fun.
Lassoing steers does sound more fun. 3's from the chat. WCP says, visit Austin. Booble says, fighting the Houston Cougar mascot.
Fiesta, by the way. Go Ducks.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my number 2, hanging out with the Branch Davidians. Know who they are? That's the Waco cult. So David Koresh, yeah. Hanging out with them would be better than coaching Texas A&M.
My number 2 thing better than coaching Texas A&M football, living in Waco, Texas.
Period.
Maybe Amarillo, but I'm not sure.
All right. My number 2 thing more fun to do in Texas, eating churros with all the big gals in San Antonio.
That's really specific. Am I missing something here?
That's
very Charles Barkley.
Okay. Yeah. That's right.
Women.
Eating churros.
That's right. I forgot
on the
about
Riverwalk.
On the Riverwalk, yeah.
Terrible.
Not a bad place. Very, very nice big mall in San Antonio on the Riverwalk.
Is it like an open air mall too?
Oh, of course. Well,
of course.
Partially.
Let's see. 2 from Booble. Listen to Paul Wall. Yep. Sitting sideways. WCP eating barbecue ribs. I think that's, yeah. Lively Pod says going to the Sun Bowl. It's brutal.
Nothing good comes out of El Paso, man.
And Fighter Jeff gives his top 3, which is literally anything else. I like that. Let's see. My number 1, flash floods that create floating fire ant colonies. This is a thing in Texas. They have flash floods, and they bring up the fire ants, and then they carry them across the water around the state. So you could be like, you could have a flash flood. You're like, oh man, I better get up on my steps here. Sure enough, you have a colony of fire ants floating towards you, and they attack, obviously, because it's Texas. So that is better than coaching Texas A&M.
King, me or you?
I'll go. My number one thing in Texas that's better to do than coach Texas A&M football, it's to do Alexis. Texas.
Oh.
What? Oh, don't act.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Put me on a limb here.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, same. I just saw it on Reddit. Oh, yeah.
You sound like one of your kids or something. I saw it on Reddit. What? I don't know what that is.
Someone just sent it to me.
Somebody was talking about it on a YouTube video. I don't
know who that is. Alexis, Texas. Don't look it up, kids.
All right. My number one thing that's more fun to do in Texas than coaching their team, trying to get an abortion.
Do it.
Hey.
Listener of the podcast, we all just left the screen when Ski said that.
I thought I was being edgy by doing Alexis, Texas content, and here he is. Oh my God. Jesus.
Well, that's how bad A&M job is.
That's it. That is, yeah. Okay. One's from the chat. Booble with Be on the Rogan podcast. WCP says eating barbecue brisket. That's like a real one. You're no fun. Lively Pod says being on the sideline with Matthew McConaughey. That actually might be fun. And then let's see. Okay, last one from Fighter Jeff. Frying my balls on the hood of my car midsummer. That would be more fun than coaching Texas A&M. I agree. Honorable mention Connor Stallions from Booble. All right, can we do lines, please?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
That means I gotta pull this shit up. All right.
Lines.
Yeah, I had that side. I had that lined up too. Thank you, Discord.
I heard that actual song earlier tonight.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Just brutal.
I thought you made that.
Nitro.
I thought you made up that song.
I did not.
I thought that was a King original, that song.
Well, I mean, it's technically signed.
It morphed into it. Yeah.
Who sang that song? Is it the Beatles?
You think we're gonna know Beatles songs that are like not the main hits?
The Who? The Guess Who?
Somebody in the chat tell us who sang Signs.
All right. For this week, Braga and I, rough week for us. King 6-3. I mean, I was foolish to go with that Iowa game over. Iowa Rutgers over. Yeah. That was foolish. You did it the week before. I was dumb enough to do it that week. So, I mean, Braga's got a big lead. So you're 5 points up on King, 7 points up on me.
Yeah.
We're still chasing.
Booble says it was Ace of Base. Sang that song.
I know their catalog, sir. It is not Ace of Base.
How dare you?
You get out of here. How dare you? That is an affront to music.
There's the door, sir.
Read a book.
All right. First game, it's a Friday game. Those are always fun in the Pac-12. We got Colorado at Washington State. Washington State's a 4.5-point favorite.
Man, as much as we say the Cougs have fallen, and they have, like Colorado has fallen. Like they are full on tailspin, man. Like spiraling.
They're getting robbed during games, getting their shit kicked in on the field. Yeah. But Washington State's been worse.
Yeah. I got to go.
I'm taking Colorado. Yeah. Colorado too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy that Washington State's the favorite here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then again, it's Vegas, so I'm going Colorado too.
It's Pullman in the fall. not a great time on a Friday night.
It's late. Well, that's the thing is it's close enough to Thanksgiving that maybe the students aren't in Pullman. I know that's a thing. Wazoo hates when they have games scheduled at home the second half of November because people aren't there and people won't travel from Seattle. So, yeah, I'm going. Yeah, Buffs.
Yeah. All right. First game Saturday, we got Utah at Arizona. That's a pick'em. Pick a winner. No spread on this.
Oh, my Cats all day. I think Utah's actually going to win, but I have to go with my Cats.
The problem is, are you getting first half Barnes, how he looked last week? He had like 300 yards passing in the first half. I think he had 30 yards passing in the second half. It was ugly. I'm chasing points. Give me the Utes.
Give me the Utes.
Yeah, I feel like I set that one up for you guys.
You did.
That's gonna be that's gonna be a point for you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here's another. A lot of Pac-12 really been going. A lot of these teams are going downhill. UCLA's 6.5-point underdogs at USC.
Yeah, I haven't got an LA team right in like 8 weeks. I'm going SC though. Fight on, baby.
Yeah, I do too. Star pick.
Yeah, star pick as well. Yeah. UCLA's offense is just gross.
Oh, fuck. I was going to take USC too. You know what? I'm not going to chase the points because I think it's that much of a slam dunk. Give me SC as well. All right. Another interesting night. Cal is a 6.5-point favorite on the road at Stanford.
Stanford?
Give me Stanford.
They're both so bad.
Yeah, I'll go Stanford. Ooh.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I'm gonna
remember like by like week 6, week 7, we're like, man, the Pac-12 like as a whole is really fucking good. Now it's starting to look like the Big Ten with some of these teams the way they're playing.
Cal.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Got a chance for us to close that gap there.
I would have reacted either way if I had picked either team.
That's a gross game.
Big game in the conference. This line's just been jumping up and down ever since it came out. As of right now on Tuesday, Beavs 2.5-point favorites at home against the Huskies.
Give me the Beavs.
Ooh.
Washington.
You know what? Fuck it. Changing. I was going to go Washington. Give me those pesky Beavs at home. Beavs at home, very good. Beavs on the road, they lose by 30 in Seattle if they were playing there. Let's see. 2 tossing games we got. Stupid top 25 matchup. Georgia's 10.5-point favorites at Tennessee.
Yeah, Brock Bowers is back. I guess Georgia. Sure. Why not?
I mean, yeah, I don't. You can maybe think trap games trying, to the end of the season here, but Tennessee's just not good. Yeah, give me Georgia too.
Yeah, Georgia just moved up to number 1, which makes them susceptible to like getting too comfortable. 10.5. Tennessee.
If this was the week,
with the points, yeah.
If this was a week before the SEC, or it'd probably be 2 weeks before the SEC championship game, I might lean Tennessee, but I'm not. And then, of course, our obligatory Big Ten game of the week. We got Nebraska. They're going to Wisconsin. Wisconsin 4.5-point favorites at home.
Badgers.
I'll go with Bucky.
Badgers.
But can I also say something? Michigan might win the national championship. Okay. But Michigan and Penn State was just Nebraska at Wisconsin wearing different colors. That's all it was. That game was fucking putrid. Putrid. Penn State's offense, just putrid. It is. Michigan's offense was intentionally putrid.
No.
They threw the ball 8 times all game, and ran it 31 straight times to end it. One. And at a certain point, I was watching it off and on, and they would just go 4 receivers, no running back. Every time they ran a draw with the quarterback, it wasn't the trick. Every time. Game stunk. Put it in the Great Lakes and put anvils on that game. It's awful. I don't even want to join that conference anymore. I hate them.
No, and I mentioned
Jake Daniels, you got no more scholarship.
When Penn State played Ohio State, it was an equally ugly, brutal game. This one was even worse. Because like you said, Michigan, they didn't even attempt to throw ball. I'm taking Nebraska, by the way. Chasing points, they lose by a field goal.
Thank God for that game last week, by the way, because that's where all of my points came from. It's like I picked Michigan with my star pick in that one. So if I hadn't done that, fuck. Penn State sucks, dude. Like I genuinely hadn't watched them all year. Their offense is fucking terrible. Their quarterback is bad. That's all.
Oh, I am star picking the Beavs, by the way. Last game, Ducks, 23.5-point favorites in Tempe.
I'm gonna pick the Ducks. I totally get it. November in Arizona fuckery. But I saw a stat today that Jaden Rashada, their 5-star quarterback, who hasn't practiced, let alone played in 8+ weeks, picked up a ball and was running first team reps. He is still their leading touchdown passer with 3 on the year.
Yep.
And he has not touched a football in almost 9 weeks.
They're going to trot him out there?
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. But Kenny Dillingham, bless his heart. Hey, got a big win at UCLA. They've been frisky. Their defense blitzes the shit out of everyone. Respect to that. It'll burn them in this game, but respect. Scatabo. How many times are you going to have him throw out a wildcat? Just Ducks.
That worked against UCLA where they could not throw a football. So, yeah, you blitz the shit out of them, stop the run. I mean, this game on paper looks super trappy to me. Game before the Civil War, he said, in Tempe. I could see them only winning by 10 or so, but like I said, I don't see Arizona State scoring really. So I'm taking the Ducks.
Yeah. My thing is we watched them play Bryson Barnes and we saw how that went. If you have a quarterback that can't throw against this defense, again, no one is saying this defense is 2001 Ravens or whatever, 85 Bears. But if you have a quarterback that can't throw, I just don't. You're going to score 10 points.
And no matter how good their defense has been playing, you're not going to slow up the Ducks that much to win like they did. You're not going to win 14-7 again like they did last week.
No, and respect to their defense. They play hard and they blitz the shit out of everyone. But against a team like Oregon, Bo Nix, if he just beats it 2 or 3 times, that is 2 or 3 of the easiest touchdowns they'll have.
I'm also picking Oregon. Booble brings up a good point in the chat, though. Is will Lanning run up the score against Dillingham? So,
I don't think so.
No, that's what I mean, though. Because 23.5 is a big number. So will he pull back and sort of call off, put in Ty Thompson early, as opposed to keeping Nick?
No, because they got the Bogenda. They got the Bogenda to do. So
okay.
In this late in the year, you need those big optic wins too. You can't squeak out a 14-point win against Arizona State. If you're controlling the game, you keep your foot on the pedal till well into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Fighter Jeff says that too. Just run up the score every chance you get, basically. Yep. Pretty much. All right, is that it?
That's it.
All right, let's do trivia and wrap this up. So, Arizona State trivia. If you have not heard this or seen this before, I give somebody a question. If they get it wrong, then the other person has a chance to steal it with a multiple choice. It is best out of 10. There are 10 questions. Last week,
this is going to be the hardest one. I really feel like I can only name 3 total players from Arizona State.
We'll see. I think he'll do okay. Not a lot are like super duper in depth player related, so no sweat. So King won last week, so King gets to go first. The first question is: Arizona State has not always been the Sun Devils. In 1946, they changed their name and mascot after a student vote. What were they called before the Sun Devils?
The Normals.
The God-fearing Catholics.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No guess?
Nope.
Okay. Ski, your options. The what?
The Rocks.
No. Ski, your options. The Suns, the Bulldogs, or the Cougars?
Oh, boy.
They feel like they would feel like they would be the Cougars.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
The answer is Bulldogs. And I don't think they were Arizona State back then either. They were something else, but
they were Tempe Normal. That's why I just said the Normals.
The Normals. The normies.
Before they were the
normal men.
By the way, before they were the Bulldogs, they were the Owls. So they've been the Owls, the Bulldogs, and then the Sun Devils. Yeah, and their mascot was designed by Disney. Apparently, that's a thing. So nobody gets that point. To ski now, Arizona State played their first bowl game January 1st, 1940. So there were more bowls around at that time. It was a 0-0 tie against Catholic University, the Catholic University Cardinals, which is a real thing. By the way, Catholic that year wins over South Carolina, Tulsa, and Miami back in 1940. So, they weren't quite the Canes yet. But which bowl was that? Arizona State beat Catholic University.
How about the Rose Bowl?
That is incorrect. King, your options: the Sun Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, or the Cotton Bowl?
I'll say the Sun Bowl.
The Sun Bowl is the correct answer. That was back when they were the Bulldogs still, by the way. So, back to King here. Who is Arizona State's all-time leader in wins as a head coach?
Frank Kush.
Frank Kush is right.
Just on that, just got that good Kush.
He won like 120 games more than second place. It's not close.
Compiler.
What? How many wins does second place have? Like 30 wins?
Please tell me it's like Dennis Erickson.
It's Bruce. Yeah. It's Bruce Snyder.
Oh, Bruce Snyder.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So Kush had 176. Snyder had 58.
58. All right, that's the lead.
Jesus.
Crazy. So to ski now. King up 2-0, by the way. Who is Arizona State's career leader in passing yards and touchdowns? 10,617 yards, 85 touchdown passes.
It's the only quarterback I can name. I'll go Jake Plummer.
Incorrect. Your options, King: Jake Plummer, Rudy Carpenter, Andrew Walter.
Ooh. I'm going to say Andrew Walter just because I remember him throwing for like 500 yards at Autzen.
Marcus Binns, baby. Yep, it is Andrew Walter. Yeah, he victimized Oregon. I think he had like wasn't it the conference record after that game? It was like 570 yards or something like that.
Yeah, and I think Carson Palmer broke it at Autzen the next week or something.
Yeah,
or he broke Carson Palmer's in the week before. That was a rough end of the year for the Ducks.
That was the bend and break defense. All right,
I miss those years where they just give up after 6 games and just get destroyed. Those are fun years.
Yeah, where Aliotti cracks the Coors Lights early in the evening.
Just got his log of coke and a fucking like half rack of Busch Light. Just
he's like, I'm good.
Game day, baby.
I'm good. I can't do it anymore. All right, Ski. You are trailing 3-0 now. This is the alumni section.
This is Kings.
So no movies. There's no movies. So you should feel okay here. This guy got his BA from Arizona State before going on to become a radio host, a comedy TV show host, and most recently a long-running talk show host. Who is he?
It is Kings.
It's mine. I don't know this.
Oh, it is King. Okay, my bad.
Run down the resume again.
So he was a radio host, a comedy TV show host, and is a longtime talk show host, like late night. I couldn't say any of like the TV show names, or you'd get it right away.
Sure, Maury Povich, even though I know that's not right.
Late night TV shows.
Late night? Watch a late night show, and I thought they all went to like Yale and like Harvard, right? Do that National Lampoon's bullshit.
Yeah. Not this one.
I have no idea. No idea.
Okay. Your options: Ski, Jimmy Kimmel, Dave Letterman, Jimmy Fallon.
Kimmel seems like he would have gone there.
Kimmel is the correct answer. So 3-1, King leads over Ski now. Back to you, Ski. This comedian is a big figure in the stand-up scene. Also had a successful run on Saturday Night Live that led to some classic movies over the years. He also dated Heather Locklear, Laura Flynn Boyle, Terry Hatcher, and Julie Bowen. Who is he?
David Spade.
David Spade is the correct answer. So as much as I try to not do movie stars for the alumni section,
You gotta get me back in the game somehow.
Ski still gets both of them. All right, back to King, leading 3-2. Who is the career sacks leader for Arizona State with 44?
Oh my God. He played for the Ravens.
Yes, he did.
Oh, come on. I know his name. I know his name.
You're about to, and Ski says it.
Whatever. You gave him 2 movie guys anyway. It's rigged anyway. So.
They weren't movie guys. Do you
David
know
Spade's not a movie guy. The fuck you talking about?
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Do you know Ski?
I was gonna guess Terrell Suggs.
That is a correct answer. Yep. So tied up at 3. Back to you, Ski. This is the first season that Sun Devil Stadium has not been called Sun Devil Stadium since they changed their name. What is it called now?
Mountain America Stadium.
It sure is. I didn't know that until I looked it up, by the way. So Ski leading 4-3. King, ASU has had 26 first-round picks over the years. No one has been picked first overall. They also have only had one quarterback ever taken in the first round. It was Mark Malone in 1980. Who is their most recent first-round pick? Came in 2020.
Fucking hell, man. This is a goddamn novel.
Let me finish the question. He was drafted in 2020, and he plays wide receiver.
Brandon Ayuk
is the correct answer.
Jeez Louise. You going to give me his horoscope next?
I mean, maybe.
When was N'Keal Harry drafted?
The year before.
Year before
Ayuk?
Yeah. What a bust.
Yeah, I was gonna guess. I got them switched up there.
Yep. All right, so last question. We are tied up at 4, and it goes to Ski, right? Yeah? Yes. Okay. Arizona State has only had one offensive conference player of the year while part of the Pac-10 and Pac-12. Who is he? Offensive conference player of the year.
I'm going to go with my only other. I know. Remember, 2 offensive players other than the receivers. That's Eno Benjamin and that's Jake Plummer. So I'm going Jake Plummer again.
That is the correct answer. Ski wins. Eno Benjamin was a multiple choice on that one too, as was Brock Osweiler.
Oh, completely forgot about Brock Osweiler. He ceases to exist.
These people are in your head. You don't remember them because it's Arizona
I blank
State.
them out when they're that. Yes,
absolutely.
Nothing good has ever come out of. Only thing good has ever come out of Arizona State is like Eddie House. That's it.
It's a good drop, man. I haven't thought of that name. Speaking of not thinking about names in forever. All right. Anything else? You guys good? Let's go. Sunday, the movie is Birdman. It's on Max. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. All that good stuff. Bye, guys.